Yes, indeed we will. We see the Thatcher on the first ban coming from High Current. Going to be trying to probably deny those hatches. I imagine a Hibana ban. No, Flores coming on the second ban. Again, another utility denial operator. Looks like these teams are going to be relying a lot on their defensive utility when it comes down to these two bans. And that is a big deal for the team starting on attack, which is Dark Wolves.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of expected a Flores ban to be coming in there, so good job from Dark Wolves with that one. Thatcher, quite default. Cade, quite default. Last one's gonna be Valkyrie or Mirror. Come on, what are we gonna get? There you go. So there's the 4 bans right there and then. Now, I want to see a bar on stage, Naj. I really do. I really hope High Current just come out with it and just say, fuck it, let's go bar on stage, you know? But...
Bar on stage!
Let's fucking go! Oh, the boys are listening.
I have spoken about it the entire intermission. It has become a site that has been favourable for a lot of defending teams. I do not imagine anything different coming out of the High Current and Dark Wolves rosters.
Yeah.
There is no way that bringing this sort of unorthodox site in this sort of like ranking is not going to be done without adequate preparation. And if Dark Wolves aren't ready for it, then there's no chance in hell they're going to really be able to deal with it. Bringing the mirror along as well is going to be a massive deal. Having those mirrors around maybe on the second floor in order to be able to deny the aggression from the attackers that want to take this second floor. And we could see some genuine disruption here.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
So, I'm thinking... Now, it looks to be obviously a good top floor security hold with the mirrors in place. Obviously, they want to try and parry off anything that goes between Jacuzzi and Khan. But let's see where Dark Wolves are going to be trying to figure out. They could try and push from stock. They could push from strip. And it looks to me they're going to be thinking about pushing from Kennel's side.
They are going to be rappelling up to this CC wall. A couple players going to the roof. Namely one of those being Finker, who is an operator that we've spoken about for a little while. But they're going to be going for this garage. Maybe doing like a roam clear along the top floor in order to try and make sure that there are no like lingering threats for them to have to deal with when they do actually get around to taking the push onto site. 50 seconds into the round almost, and we see that the attackers are already establishing themselves on the second floor. They might be stalled a little bit by having to deal with this player that is playing on the Con's door. Also on the mirror window. Are they going to be able to thwart it? We'll see. But we have Sophia postured up on the door with the mute on the mirror window.
Well, that's a great first pick, and obviously, yeah, he's going to take a lot of damage from that book. That was a very unintentional damage there, as the book just wanted to open the hatch there. But that's a great start, pushing High Current off Khan and Logi. Now, Dark Wolves are going to take full control of this, Naj, and they're really going to see what they can bring, because I believe Mira's the only final player on this floor.
Exactly, and as we see a beautiful C4 pick onto the Sophia, and now with the Finker going down as well, this is going to be a very big deal for the defensive side. Being able to turtle up on site here is going to be a very, very big advantage for them as they do find another frag onto the Nomad. That's going to be the air jabs that are currently down, the only ones that are going to be able to be used this entire game, which could potentially lead towards a late round flank from the defending side. As we see the Thermite moving down the red stairs, the Buck trying to get the vertical pressure on the go. They're going to have these flank drones ready to be able to support Buck here, but let's be honest, is it going to be detrimental to the round that they're so separated and they're unable to really make a substantial push?
Yeah. I felt Dark Wolves, they got a little bit too ahead of themselves after that first pick. Like, well done to Moz for starting the game off well, but then I just found like they were slipping and over peeking things that they didn't need to peek, because the remaining players of High Current, they all backed off. It was only Mira left on that floor. So now we're gonna be in a 2v3 scenario, and yeah, he's gonna run round, but that ain't gonna be enough. But he will get out. Muzzer will take out one, and it's all up to Wolf now in a 1v2 here. 8 seconds remaining here, and all he's gonna see is nothing but death.
Beautiful.
As High Current take the first round. Like I said, I generally do think Dark Wolves could have had the edge if they played it a lot better with being a bit smarter after taking the first pick.
Maybe so, but the damage that was dealt was already done, especially with the Finker going down as early as she did, within like the first minute and a half. It's not going to be boding well for the side of Dark Wolves if they're not going to have that specific advantage that Finker brings. And when it came down to the gunfights, they weren't all there. They weren't able to take it, and we're going down to our basement site for the second site of the defending side.
Yeah, honestly, well done to High Current for holding bar on stage pretty well. And yeah, we're gonna see basement now, and obviously, you know, it's one of the most common. You know what? I'm gonna say something. I do like basement site, the basement site, more than gym and more than CCTV. I feel like there's so many entry points that you can try and gather as an attacker, and a lot of times you'll see different angles where people will either push from kitchen and dirt, or they'll push from motor and kitchen, or stock, or bloody blue, your oil pit. There's a lot of different options that attackers can try and figure out on what to bring here, and obviously we're going to find out what Dark Wolves are going to be just deciding to do.
Exactly. We see the team setting up from the same side. They're going to be possibly going for an oil pit push here. They do have the Osa. They are going to be able to take the ground onto the rafters and make sure they've got a little bit of a room clear going on of the second floor. Buck's already opening up the CC wall, but we see Jaeger in this blue position, standing in secret, making sure that he is able and ready to take a swing onto anyone that's available, but he does end up backing up as maybe he was potentially droned there. But we have not really too much going on from the defensive side. They're very, very conserved. Not really ready to go for like an aggressive swing in many locations. But the attackers making quick work of the second floor. A minute into the round, they've got complete control of the top floor, and they're going to be moving down into the bar area to start applying pressure to the defenders.
Yeah, so obviously a great pick from Lucid there, taking out Jacko. So well done that. But what I've got to say is, yeah, great initiative from Dark Wolves doing a top floor clear, so they can gain all that control now. And it really just depends if Luke's going to do a rotate here or Meza will. And right now it looks like to be a turtle strap from High Current.
High Current, as you said, yes, are turtling up very much on site. But as we see Dark Wolves taking this control, they haven't really made too much of an effort to get the hatches in. So the opening for them to really make a play or get a push in isn't going to be as immediate as maybe someone would expect. And they have got that little hatch open, but the players moving down the main stairs going to be taking engagements with the guy above coming from Malusi there. And now we have a situation where Malusi is a bit pinched, and it's not going to be boding well for Meza.
Yeah, 50 seconds remaining now, and Dark Wolves are creeping in. They're creeping in on this objective of basement here, and Meza, he's a bit stuck right now with the vertical angles. What a wall question is the fact that they brought two soft support players, a Buck and a Sledge, but usually you would only just need to bring the one, but it doesn't matter anyway. Acifa, he takes out Poxy now, so that's a 5v3 to Dark Wolves. 25 seconds remaining. Now Monty will take out another, but Meza, he will trade that back, as well as Yeti, but Yeti will get traded out by Wolf. It's now up to Meza in a 1v3. This is the featured player right now, and he's currently going 4-0 Naj.
Meza in such a scary position. He's got the Osa shields everywhere. He's got the shield that's going to be in front of the diffuser, I assume, and he needs to get himself out of this little corner that he's got himself trapped into in blue and actually get into a position where he's going to be able to make a play. But he's getting just tickled down slowly but surely as he does keep trying to take engagements with these players. You've got the player behind bar, you've got the player above, you've got the player in motor. Is he going to be able to find any of these frags before he dies? Nobody knows, but he is going to be trying to make the engagement onto Wolf, but does end up going down. And that is round 2 going towards Dark Wolves. 1-1 on the board.
Honestly, well done to Dark Wolves. The energy, the commitment, all there, ticks all the notches there. I gotta say, they're making Icon look a bit like they, you know, I don't know if Icon just want to test the waters out just a little bit longer before they can figure out a way of like knowing, like let's just digest our playstyle a bit more before we figure out how we can really counter this. And right now, like I said, round 1 could have went Dark Wolves' favor. But it ended up being the other way around. And obviously, you see right now, Dark Wolves, they walked over that basement. So well done to them. They've been practicing Clubhouse very well here on their attacking half.
And seeing the same site coming out of the defensive side once again in order to try and maybe redeem themselves is going to be a little bit, I don't know, questionable maybe here, especially with the 2 sites being available for them, other than this one, aren't exactly unfavorable for them in like any situation.
Yeah, do agree on you on that.
Definitely make a difference if they were to take a step back and try it again. But if they do lose this site for a second time in a row, it's going to be a lot of mental strain for the team. And Dark Wolves could start taking a really substantial lead on the attack.
What I don't understand is they don't bring in a Barna. Barna's in play, and she's more useful to bring the hatches down. Whereas if you've got 2 hard bridging tools and obviously the Thermite, they could very nade-trick that. So they need to be very careful if they're going to implement a structure on opening up these hatches with those utility.
See, I think, specifically when it comes down to the Dark Wolves team, that their strat so far hasn't relied on that kitchen hatch whatsoever. Instead, they've been applying the vertical pressure inside of kitchen, but or underneath kitchen, but they haven't been attesting the hatch whatsoever. They haven't been really trying to pressure that sort of area in Armory because they know for a fact that what they want to go for here is church. And I think if this is really the case, it could probably become a bit of a detriment for them if they get denied on the church push down the main stairs.
See, this is what I was saying, Nudge. They've just impact tricked one of the breaching charges, but he will remove the player, actually. So I do respect Lucas for that. He does take out that player. Because I thought right there, he was just going to be wasting utility there, but they actually got the player that was trying to utilize on that. So well done to Lucas there, taking out the Melusu.
Yeah, Meza going down. That's going to be his 2nd death of the game. That's going to be 2 rounds in a row where he's just been punished for the position he's in, whether it's been a good one or a bad one. And I think that, again, the mental game is going to be a big part of the equation here, with especially that player. He's been denied twice. And it could really start to like affect how he plays in future. He could probably start playing a bit more cautious, and that might cause problems for him, his team. It could even cause problems for Dark Wolves. We never know until we see, but the frag onto the Thermite there is going to be big at the start of this 1v5 clutch that is ongoing with the smoke. Yeah, he does end up getting found by the Thinker in blue, which is unfortunate for him, but that gives us another round on the board for Dark Wolves. 2-1 now.
Yeah, I'm honestly impressed with Dark Wolves. You know, they are bringing the fire, they're bringing the utility, they're showing what they can, and really lock down those defensive positions that Hiker we're trying to deal with on basement. We are only going to go to gym and bedroom now, so it's going to be a different story about how this round's going to play out, since, you know, this is the first time I'm going to be seeing gym and bedroom tonight. Castle's being made, so obviously, you know, mods can get those little castle barricades open clean and sweet, but, you know, let's see what they can do here, Hiker. You know, they're trailing 1-2, see if they can bring it back.
And as I said beforehand, Meza being punished those 2 rounds in a row now is going to be moving on to a more utility-based role. And this is going to, whether this is part of their strat or not, it's going to really push him, in particular, to be playing as more of an individual. Because as a whole, his utility is going to be just on the floor. It's going to be on the board, and he knows that it's going to be something that the defenders are going to have to deal with. And putting him on this utility-based role where he can just rely on himself being a gunner, whether it is with a UMP or not, is going to be a very big positive for him. He's going to be able to really put himself in the position where he trusts himself.
Yeah. So obviously he's going to take a bit of the back seat while he, holds it down with the team. But Dark Wolves, so they're going to start making their way from Garage and opening up the CCTV wall. Jacko, though, he's going to be very aggressive holding out in CCTV, but he's going to back it up a little bit. But he is trying to be very cautious about what he can find.
As we do see the attacking side going to be applying the pressure onto the bottom red and also on the windows. The drone work coming out from them is incredible. You've already got Moz on top of the red stairs, going to be trying to take the engagement with the Jaeger sometime soon. And that frag that comes out of the sledge as the Malusi peeks through the construction door is going to be a big one. This Jaeger is now left on his own in the middle of the cache, and he's going to have to try and take an engagement against some of these players. He's taking a very sneaky position. He's going to be under the breach, but they're going to be able to see his legs here, surely. They've heard him scream, and he does manage to get the pick up to the ace, which is going to be another ideal situation for them to be in. He's managed to trade it out now. It's going to be 2 down for the attacking side, and they're going to have to take this push against 2 operators that have turtled themselves up. They've gotten themselves in position, and it's arguably a better position for the defense here. No longer the case, as we now see the engagement being taken from the castle onto the Finker. Does manage to find the frag, but now they're going to be in a bit of a questionable position. Very low HP. They're going to have to take an engagement against Shiva and RJ now. RJ in the in the construction area, sorry, with the Nomad. They're going to be bundled up together. They're going to be trying to push in to this bedroom site. They're going to be trying to get the plant down. Maybe trying to force a post-plant situation against this player that is going to be on his own. And now we see the castle manages to find the frag onto 1. It's going to be a 1v1. Maverick, frag heavy, and he does manage to find the frag. That is another round, might I add, on the board for Dark Wolves. Very big attacking half for them so far.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Dark Wolves, you're looking very, very comfortable right now and looking very coordinated with your attacks. Now, bear in mind, we did see that altercation between Jaeger and Ace, and I feel like Ace should have really checked his corners. You know, you don't know if there's going to be a player in that little corner behind the wall. You know, you don't expect it, but, you know, you should have been at least been there to... I felt like he should have been a little bit more aware of his surroundings, but apart from that, it was honestly a very good job. Now, obviously, Hiker, they did manage to bring it back briefly, but then obviously everything was getting locked down. Yeti was walking all over the place and, you know, trying to kill the player at the bottom, but just getting traded out by Meza. Meza was only on low HP, and when I saw that 1v2 scenario, I was just like, yeah, Meza, very low HP. I don't think he's going to win this one based on his HP counter.
Yeah, but it was very close, and he almost got there. When it comes down to what happened in the round for Dark Wolves, it was very questionable because you had that sledge that was watching the construction door. He could see the Jaeger leave. They'd already droned him. They knew he was in that room. But the moment they opened the wall, they seemed to just forget about everything that was going on in that position. And it became a bit of a questionable situation for the players that were left alive, as they had to be able to deal with the remaining players, which they did a very good job of.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's proving to be a very different story. It feels like I'm not sure if High Current are very struggling on this map, but you know, it seems to be very good for Dark Wolves right now. But yeah, we're into round 5 now. We're gonna see a CCTV hold this time, and I believe this was the only round that High Current won. I believe no, it's bottom stage they won. So they have yet to win a round since their first round. I believe so. You know. You'd think the bar and stage would be the one that they don't win, and it's the round where it's all the other sites they're not having a good time with, Naj.
And you'd also think that the bar and stage site is one that they would go back to, but here they are in the CC site, and they are going to be trying to take more of a rotation around the sites that they do have available to them, rather than repeatedly playing this same site that they've won in the past. And I feel like the reason for that is because of how close it was.
Well, Lucid, he's going to make his way in through Logic, and he's going to take out 1 for his money. So there goes Epoxy for the remaining of the round. Now, a minute 40, I believe with the change of the trial player, because this is a trial play, remember that, Nahaj. So this trial player, he's really stepping up to the element of being aggressive, being that first entry player today.
I'd also like to add that this is the only C4 on the defensive side off of the board. So the default plan is going to be completely uncovered from that C4 coming in from below. And now finding a second frag as well onto the Jaeger is going to be one of the biggest gunners, or the biggest guns, off the board as well. So this is going to be very favourable for the Dark Wolf side to be able to take this into a better situation for themselves.
Yeah, and Shiva, he's gonna, no, it's not Shiva, Moz, he will catch that player off guard there. So there goes Jacko as well. It's now a 5v2. But Lucid, he's gonna get his head clean off by Meza. So, you know, we're not gonna have a flawless round here, Nahaj, as we're still in a 4v2, but RG is gonna pick up that trade back, and I believe, there we go, final kill being made. Not a flawless, but Dark Wolves, they're sitting comfortably right now. 4-1 the score.
Incredibly played from the side of Dark Wolves so far, and if they can come out of this with a 5-1 half, it's going to be a big struggle for High Current to be able to come back from this. This is going to be close.
Yeah. Give me 1 minute, Nudge. Go on.
If High Current want to be in this top 4 high seed for the playoffs, they're not going to want to take this. They really need to pull something back. They need to, whether it's going back to that bar and stage site or praying that their attacks are better, or whatever, they need to be able to pull something out of the bag here in order to be able to win the next few rounds. And as I say, we are going back to that bar and stage site. They're going to be hoping to play this better. They're going to be hoping to play this more confidently. They're going to be hoping to not have to give up their positions as early as they did in the previous rounds. And looking at the setup they have, they don't seem to have changed anything.
Yeah, so, you know, I think High Current, I feel like they're just chilling right now. I feel like they might have something in for a surprise and be like, you know what, we don't have to be too stressed about the scenario. You know, we may be one fall down, but let's just take our time. And so they go back to bar and stage, the only site they've won. Why not see if they can get a 4-2 split here?
Exactly. As we do see the players getting ready and taking an engagement in the garage side already. Malusi going to be getting aggressive onto the doors. Meza now on the secret window, hopefully trying to catch a player off guard, looking like Lucid at the moment. But Lucid already way in stock, going to be trying to make a move, probably going to be able to get into an engagement with this player. And that drone from Wolf coming past doesn't exactly tell me that this is going to go well, as they haven't seen this Malusi yet. This Malusi is still about, and possibly going to cause a real problem for the attacking side if they allow her to stay in this position.
I mean, I think they've got an indication where she could be, given the fact that the drone was shot out from the back of the drone. So Wolf is a bit curious about the player hiding in secret, aka Adam. So maybe they're taking the time to realize, well, we can just focus on finding him, but also keep an eye on pushing our way through this top floor control, because right now Yeti is going to take some damage between him and RJ, so not enough with the C4, but you know, it is going to delay them a lot of time here.
Exactly. As the attacking side has taken a little bit of damage. They've got two players, particularly the Sledge and the Nomad, that are quite weak. And the Sledge is a player that you're going to want to try and keep alive. He needs to be alive specifically to apply that top floor pressure. But as the frag comes in from the mirror, going to be picking up the Yana. Yana going to be going down, which is going to be ideal for the defending side, as they do manage to pick up the Finker as well. That's two of your entries down.
I felt bad for Lucid there. I don't think he expected those players dropping down them stairs like that. So I think he got a little bit nervous on the break there, and that was unfortunate. So yeah, we're gonna be in a 3v5 scenario, and so far it's looking like a high current round based off this bar and stage site. It's a bit of a weird day today, Nudge.
Exactly, and it's gonna be left to Shiva and RJ to pick up the pieces. They're going back to secure the diffuser, make sure they're ready to be able to force it into a post-plant situation if it does come around to it. And the entirety of High Current have just turtled up. They're ready to just sit around, delay the time, and with only 20 seconds left on the board, that's exactly what they need to do. Frag coming in for the side of Dark Wolves, but going to be picked up through a nice SMG-11 spray. Through some head holes that secure High Current the second round of their defending half. And that is a 4-2 split.
Oh, it's a 4-2 split indeed, and I gotta say, Dark Wolves, your kryptonite is bar and stage for some weird reason, but you can win everywhere else, but you couldn't win the bar and stage. So obviously, well done to High Current. You know, 4-2 split, but you know, Dark Wolves, you're favoring to be in the lead right now, and obviously we're gonna swap sides and see how we get on with this. Just another update for the next game. This game could go ahead. So we're just getting a confirmation if we need one more player, and we should be good to go for the Bulletproof versus AX game. Naj, my caster is down for the second match. Are you able to cover for the second one?
I can give it a go, but I don't know if my voice will recover. We'll have a crack.
We'll have a crack indeed, my friend, as we settle into round 7 in this Clubhouse game. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually quite excited to see what Dark Wolves can try and do here. If they can beat High Current, I'll be very impressed. It's like, you know, like G2, where they struggle against all the easier teams, but then they just beat one of the best teams in the league, or the best team in the major. Yeah. I always feel like this might be Dark Wolves' weird story. Like, they struggle with all the easier teams, but then they just somehow win against one of the best teams in the league.
And that would be a very big underdog story for them to be able to come back in playoffs. And as we see the round starting out, the defensive side of Dark Wolves, they don't seem like they want to sit in one place.
No.
You've got the Jaeger over here in bedroom. You've got the other players out there on the room, and they're just going to be waiting. Like, they want the engagements because they know for a fact that if they try and force out these engagements, they're in much more of a safe position to be able to win. Like, they seem to be having a much better day, and putting one of your higher fraggers on the side of High Current on the Monty could be a bit of a sketchy situation.
Yeah, that could be a detriment if not played correctly there, but I believe they're waiting on something. With this, I don't know what they're trying to do here. Are they trying to...
It looks like, to me, they want to try and go for this default plan.
Yeah.
They've got this Monty. If they go for this default plan, are they going to be able to really secure it? Monty's got the diffuser. He's probably going to try and make a move up Raptors onto the Wamai. If Wamai gets forced out of position here against this Monty, then he is going to be in a position where he is able to be seen by the guy on the breach, and that will be a very big and very ideal kill for the attacking side. They've managed to find 2 now, picking up the smoke. That's 3 smoke canisters off the board. The Malusi going down as well. That is a ideal situation because that's one of your biggest guns. But the Jaeger trades one back.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it looks to be very rough right now, but I believe Monty's a bit weird about planting right now, so obviously he's gonna be unsure of that. But Jacko, he's gonna take out Shiva for his money. It's all up to Wolf now in a 1v4 scenario, and Ned's gonna be pulled out. It's gonna make him rotate all the way around. Plan is gonna be nearly successful, and he will get one before the post-plant situation. And there we go. Plant down, round 7, high current. I've gotta say that the Monty did the trick. It really made Lucid very unsure about his awareness about the player on highway, flat top, and he just didn't know how to get out of that scenario. And obviously then all the other altercations were happening between Meza and Shiva had to get some trades off that, but it wasn't the case. I just felt like Dark Wolves, they just seem to crumble on getting trades back when it comes to being a defending site. When you're roaming, you get the trades, but not when you're on the site to get those trades. So obviously, right now, we're going to head into Church and Arsenal, and I want to see if they're going to do a total strat here and really try and manipulate high current and waste a lot of time upstairs, and then they can focus on waiting for that time to just counter down, and hopefully they can try and get something back into this.
Exactly, as we do see them going down to the basement site. They're not making the same mistake that High Current did. They want to try and keep moving around these sites to make sure that they have some sort of advantage. If you keep the rotation going, then the defenders are going to be in a new position every time in order to follow a different strat, in order to hopefully find out what the weakness of High Current is.
5 seconds to go.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that one, but you know, see right now, let's see what they can do now. So obviously they've won the first attacking round, and let's see if they can choose between what they can really do here.
Very much so, as we do see them going towards the CC side. They're going to be trying to do the top floor roam clear that Dark Wolves went for before. Bringing a different selection of operators though, bringing the Hibana more notably, as we see Dark Wolves opting away from it. And with this Hibana being brought, they're probably going to be able to get a couple more hatches open, and that's probably going to be their reliance during the round. You've got the Jaeger upstairs, going to be playing in the gym area. You've got the Goyo playing in around the bathroom bar side. And these players are going to be big problems for the High Current side if they're not able to be dealt with or pushed away. As Jaeger rotates over towards the strip side, maybe playing around the billiards table, we do see that he has been pushed out.
Yeah, I believe Shiva's going to make his way back onto the site now, and Lucid, he's going to be on his own momentarily while they still drown out any players that are roaming. I love how I'm just reading the chat, and there's an AX member supporting High Current. You do realize you want High Current to lose, right? I'm just saying there, Pronto boy. Anyway, so yeah, 1:30 to go, and Lucid, he's just going to see if he can try and hide away and not get manipulated. But Jacko, I think he's just heard something. And I think, yeah, there we go. The drone's going to be made, and now Lucid, he's going to be trapped in this scenario, but Jacko, he's going to deliver with the execution, and there goes Lucid. Now, honestly, 1:15 before they take this, second floor, first floor control here, and I believe that's good for Dark Wolves, but losing a player, that's going to make it harder for you now. In a 4v5 turtle strat, you'd want that 5th player to be down there with you.
Even so, when it comes down to losing a Jaeger, the Jaeger is probably one of the more ideal operators in this setup that you want to lose. When it comes down to the utility he brings, it's already on the board. It's already down. When it comes down to the rest of the remaining players, they have denied almost 2 minutes 30 before they got the first hatch open.
Yeah.
And that's big. As you see the teams setting up for this, chaos gunfight that's going to ensue. The attacking side going to be trying to push in, and we're going to have to see what they can bring of it.
So Shiva, he's going to shoot the Goyos, and that's going to delay some time. And Poxy, keep an eye on Poxy's hood here. He's going to make his way down, but Jacko, he's going to take out one. Poxy will take out Shiva. It's a 2v5. Planet is going to go down successfully. And Poxy, he's made it into a 1v5 for Dark Wolves, and it doesn't matter because it's a flawless round. Well done to High Current collecting that round. It's a 4-4 split.
Very well played from the side of High Current, managing to equalize the round count now into a 4-4 situation. The question is now, who's going to pull ahead? We've seen both teams have a very strong attacking side so far, and really, if it continues, Dark Wolves are going to be in more and more of a questionable situation as it goes.
Yeah, honestly, Dark Wolves, you know, you wanna see if you can recoup and obviously recite it again and see if you can strategize better this time. You know, leaving it up to a minute 15, I think I said, about before they took that first floor control. If they can try and do that again, but this time have 5 players in store, it might go a lot easier than it was last time to be a flawless against them. But apart from that, High Current, they look good right now on the attacking half, and you know, let's see what we can find out here as we go into round 9.
Exactly. As we now see the basement site being played once again, Dark Wolves going to be wanting to try and change themselves up a little bit. They're bringing the Aruni this time, and we'll really see if the Aruni in favor of the Malusi is going to make much of a difference. I think that the High Current round that went in their favor, the last round, could be a case of gunmanship. I think that the frags that they were able to find put them in much better of a situation, and the positioning of the players managed to catch a couple players off guard, which I think could probably have spelled disaster for the Dark Wolves team. And if that does happen again, then we will see Dark Wolves not really learning
From their mistakes.
adapting to the situation.
Yeah. Well, obviously right now, I think only one player that's in Seeker right now, which is Shiva, whilst High Current take top floor control. They're going to see if they can find out these players are. Shiva wasting that C4 very early on. I don't agree with that C4. I don't know what he was trying to gain with that. There was no player from High Current at all. Unless he was trying to prime it for the C4 upstairs, and that would make more sense, but it was already too late as all the players of High Current are already upstairs with the drone clearing.
Yeah, they've already made their way through pretty much entirely now. They've taken control of this construction. They're moving through into bedroom, and they're going to be trying to make their way down the main stairs. In order to create the holes onto the bottom main door, and also be able to get the camera, be able to secure a bit of the corridor in order for them to be able to take a gunfight at the bottom main, or even open the hatch and be able to take some sort of favorable situation.
Oh, you see how they're wasting so much time, Lindstrup, because they think Luce is going to be playing there again? That's a good job. That's going to delay so much more time, but it doesn't matter. Shiva, I believe he went back up them stairs. Yeah, he went back up Seek for it, and he got himself killed in that manner. So I think Shiva's getting a little bit too excited, and he needs to calm it down a little bit again. But we're going to go in a 4v5 again, Nahad, in this situation with the same kind of counter time. Let's see if they can try and do something differently here.
High Current taking a very long time to be able to get these engagements on the go, though, which, if these Aruni gates do the job that they're trying to get them to, could spell disaster.
Yep, 43 seconds remaining. Obviously, you see Poxy's going to start opening up the dirt tunnel again, and I think he's going to have Yeti to support him here, as Yeti and him are going to start pushing their way through the tunnel. But Wolf, I don't think he knows any of this. I don't think he can hear the Maverick torches, and if Wolf can hear the Maverick torches, he might be in a different scenario, but right now they're just going to walk down in. They're going to walk on in.
I do know from playing in that position right there where Wolf is, he should have been able to hear those Maverick torches.
Yep.
Very unfortunate that he wasn't able to hear the footsteps alongside that, but that is going to create an opening for them to come in through dirt. The drop from the hatch, managing to find the second frag in that situation, and now, with a 2v5, Dark Wolves are going to have to pull something out of the bag. 1v5 now. Going to be a second flawless round.
That's a deja vu moment right there, Dark Wolves. That is a Dark Wolves deja vu moment. I do not know what is going on with this team, but basement isn't to seem to be the way you want to structure it right now, given the fact that High Current has just exposed you twice with the same scenario. That's not looking good, as High Current, they take the lead now, as we're going to move to gym and bedroom here. Nahaj, talk to me. Like you said, I feel like Dark Wolves, they didn't recapture their mistakes from the previous round, and I think they just did exactly the same thing in different similar ways, and costing themselves.
The difference being the Aruni versus the Malusi. When it came down to it, the Malusi gadgets, when they were in play, weren't being played off of. And
Right.
when it came down to the dirt hold, there wasn't one in there either. And when you really analyze that situation, it just creates such a wide opening for the aggressors to create some sort of pick or manifest some sort of opening for themselves in order to be able to take the armory side. And with the difference between the two teams, as we've seen on the attacking sides, Dark Wolves tend to favour that church side. Church blue sort of area, they tend to favour holding that. And you see, in a lot of teams mentally, they tend to hold and have more of a reliance on defending what they're more comfortable attacking because they're worried about it happening to them.
Yeah, I completely agree on that one.
These players in particular are spending so much time and so much focus on the blue slash armory, or on the blue slash church side, that the armory side is so easily caught out of position. Oh, my apologies. Are so easily caught out of position, and that's what's happened 2 rounds in a row. They've caught these players out of position, they've managed to get the plant down, they've managed to force the post-plant situation, and then end up with a flawless round.
Well, let's not dwindle on the past, and let's try and see into the future as we head into round 10 here. As you can see, they're very bunkered up with the Castle Aruni strat. And obviously right now, I believe players are trying to start making a way through construction and Jacuzzi. Seems to be a bit of a delay though, because you would think this would have been dealt with about 30 seconds before, but they are going to start making their way through this CCTV now.
Creating the opening to try and take the engagement on the player that is on the red stairs. Aruni and Jaeger both playing around the construction slash cache area. Jaeger going to be dropping off and maybe seeing if he can take a better position on a rotate. Shiva does end up going down on the castle, but does end up getting a downed player in return. That player is going to be resurrected, however, by the Thinker that we talked about being so strong beforehand. And now, as we see the smoke managing to pick one up, he's going to be able to take the engagement onto the sledge that's on the window, but he's not going to be able to find it.
Yeah, that could have been a 3v3 right there.
And that down player is now going to be back on the board, even with the Thinker going down.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know what's going on here. I believe everything's falling apart. I think they might call a pause here after this round. I feel like members of Dark Wolves are losing that energy, and they need to really bring that back right now because High Current, they're bringing the aggression like they always have done. And you've got to retaliate on that, or else you're going to fall short. Now, as you can see,
now with the Jaeger,
yeah, go on.
Droned out in the bathroom. They're going to be trying to nade him. They're going to be taking engagements, but he does manage to find the frag onto the holder. And that is going to be ideal for him now in this situation, but does end up getting picked up from the player that pushes up the mains, pushes through logistics, actually, from the main stairs.
Yep, I called it. There's going to be a pause being made now. As High Current, they're going to be on match point here. And obviously Dark Wolves, they need to get something out of the pan, out of the frying pan here. So, talk to me, Naj. Like, what should what should the boys do to try and get back into this game?
Well, as a whole, their main fall has been losing these players on a roam. And when you lose these players on the roam, you're not going to have as much favorability when it comes down to defending the site. And the reason for this is because the angles being held are weaker. They don't have as many players. They don't have as much utility because the utility is being dealt with as the attackers move. And when you're losing these players so early and creating these openings for yourself so effectively, you put yourself in a position where you're able to take more engagements. And when you're able to take more engagements, you're able to secure more kills for yourself and also be able to sort of challenge what is going on with the defenders. And when it comes down to what's happened in the previous rounds, the Dark Wolves just don't seem to have an answer for the aggression coming from High Current, coming from the security of these picks on the room. They don't seem to have the positioning to deal with the angles that are being created. And overall, I hope this is really discussed and put into what they're doing in this round coming up as they go to the gym bedroom site once again.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, Dark Wolves have got nothing to lose at this point. They know they're going to be in the losers bracket for the playoffs, so they're trying to do what they can and see what they can do. If you know, High Current are a high dangerous team, or if they can actually turn something over and see if they can defeat them. But obviously that pause is needed to kind of wake them up a little bit and see if they can get back into the game. But be aware, this also gives High Current the timeout they need as well, if they wanted to, and they can just chill and relax and have a little bit of a talk about what they're going to be playing on. So, but we're going to go into to the final round now, potentially 6-4 the score. And someone in the chat just said it's a bit late for a timeout now. No. In this league, you get given 1 minute of a timeout, and it's on my iPhone timer to give you that 1 minute. And you heard my iPhone go off, so you are given 1 minute.
Exactly. As we go into this round, Dark Wolves are going to be really trying to secure at least 2 more rounds, take it to overtime, make sure that they don't get as many points as they probably could come out with in the situation that it does end up being 7-4. And with Dark Wolves not being able to find any defensive rounds so far, it's not looking great. Yeah,
so the 2 minutes to go, and Giant Keller is a 4-4 right now, but Poxy's going to get the first opening pick for round, I can't remember what round this is, it's about round 11 or something like that, but it doesn't matter because Jetty's going to take out Noah. It's a 5v3, made that a 5v2. Every member of Dark Wolves is falling apart without a single trade. As Shiva, he's going to be the next to be lined up, but he's going to take out one though, so he's going to take out Poxy. So no flawless round for High Current. 4v3, 4v2, and you know, they've got a lot to work with here.
And as much as dwelling on the past could be such a terrible idea, we are seeing Dark Wolves in the same situation they were in previous. And being able to secure that 1 frag that they did in the previous round ended up not really helping them that much. You see Wolf taking a little bit of damage from the bedroom window now, as we do see these 2 players left alive trying to hold 2 completely different areas. And it's becoming a bit much, as you see the players getting a bit aggressive, trying to take some position into the construction area. They're going to be trying to get into a position in order to be able to get this plant down, if possible. And the High Current players are stalling out. They're not moving. They managed to find the pick onto Shiva, and Shiva going down is going to be a big pick for the side of High Current, as now Wolf has to be in this position to be able to secure the clutch. He manages to get 1. Going down, unfortunately, to the Twitch, and bringing the game to a 7-4 victory to the side of High Current.
Yeah, honestly, well done to High Current there, winning a 7-4 on the table. It looked promising for Dark Wolves in the earlier half, but then their attack, their defense, it was just soppy all over the place. They didn't even gain a single